welcome back to Brashenomics. A lot of people out there trying to grow their business in a booming economy. Sam Burns joined us. He's a Chief Technical Officer with Northwest Resumes and assists companies with web content, design, SEO, and copywriting services. Welcome, Sam. How are you?
Good. How you doing today, Ben?
Good. It's good to get you here. And, you've been working with Northwest Resumes, and we've talked with you guys a little bit before. And this is kind of another part of the business that you guys work on as far as web content, design, SEO, copywriting.
Yeah, yes, sir, it is. It's actually a growing part of the business out there in Seattle right now. I've been working with Kevin for about 3 years. He's an awesome guy. Northwest Resume says, they're number one. They're the best in Seattle right now, in my opinion.
We like to agree. So tell us a little bit about, a lot of people, they build their website, whether they're in real estate or finance or mortgage or whatever it may be, and they go and they build a website, but maybe they're not putting as much thought into the copy and the text that's actually going onto that website. Would you agree?
Ben, I would agree with you 100% right now. The biggest thing with every client that I'm working with and people that I've been talking to is the content. That's the big holdup right now, is businesses are having trouble talking about themselves and writing about themselves. And one thing is when they write about themselves, they need to incorporate keywords into the content so that when the bots come along for Google and Yahoo and they're indexing their web pages, it makes it better for SEO, and it's easier for them to capture the market in the area that they're in.
Do you think that there's a lot of people who try to do this themselves but don't really know the formula?
I do. I see it all the time also on that end. They want to cut corners, and the first thing that they cut corners on is the content. And quite frankly, being a designer and developer, the content is what shapes the website. That's the first thing that I always start with when I work with a business is that, hey, we need to go in and we need to interview you, and we need to find out about your business. We need to know, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, where you want to be competitive in the marketplace. And then we go out and we look at your competition and we say, okay, this is what your competition is doing right now in the marketplace. And specifically we look at Google and how they rank within Google, what keywords they're using, what type of strategy they're using. And we incorporate that into their content, and that really helps us shape a great website.
Really, it almost starts, it sounds like you recommend working your way backwards.
You're absolutely right. I mean, it makes it easy. If you come to me and you tell me 4 bullet points about your business, I'm going to take those 4 bullet points and put them right on the home page, but I'm going to put them in images, and they're going to be a sliding carousel, just like we did on Northwest Resumes. And there's going to be 4 images that slide through that define your business, because people are only going to spend about 30 seconds on your website, and when they come there, you want to capture them right away, and you don't want a whole lot of words. You want a minimal amount of words. You want more images, and you want to pull those people into your business, and you want them to guide them into eventually becoming a customer.
You talk about eventually driving them to be a customer, and it seems that there are a lot of websites out there where there's no end goal in mind. It's just kind of verbal diarrhea, for another lack of a better term right now. And people are just kind of put it out there, but there's no end goal. What do you think that's? I mean, what are some easy tips for somebody to maybe help drive somebody to having a successful website?
Well, like we talked about earlier, less words, more images, making it easy. Step 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is what you're going to get out of it. Like Kevin's site is so easy. You go to every page and you can click anywhere and start a consultation with him to get your resume going. And you can upload your resume within one click of the website, which makes it super easy. You don't have to click through 4 or 5 different pages to say, hey, I just want to get a resume. That's all I want to do. It's real simple.
So it makes it easy for essentially somebody to actually start working with him.
Absolutely. And that's the end state is you come to our site, you spend 30 seconds on it, you look at it, you look at the competition, you say, hey, Kevin has the best site in Seattle right now. I mean, hands down, if you look at his competition. You click on the one link, and boom, you're working with Kevin within minutes, and he's calling you. So it's a very simple process, and that's what we want to do. We want to streamline the process and make it simple for anyone coming to the site. We want to cater to the entire market pretty much.
Sam, again, we're here with Samuel Burns, CTO of Northwest Western and owner of Ranger Web. And Sam, we just have about a minute left here before we have to go to break. But
Sure.
What happens with social media and websites right now? It seems like people are, if you own a business, you're really having to balance what goes on your website, what goes on your Facebook page, what's going to go on your blog, what's going to go on your Twitter. And it's all content. What are you going to host on YouTube? How do you effectively mash all this stuff together?
Well, that's a great question. And the easiest thing that I do in my blogs is I tie everything together. So if you go on your website, and we use content management sites, and we can talk about that after the break, but once you release a new article within your blog, it updates on Facebook, it updates on Twitter automatically. So it's all tied together. So you don't have to go out to each individual site and release that information again. It's just a single click, and boom, it releases the information to everywhere.
So really you end up using a lot of the social media as just syndication for your content.
Absolutely. I mean, to not use that, you would be missing an entire market. I mean, if you have 500 friends on Facebook and you release a new article and one of those friends likes it and they have 500, you just put your article in front of 1,000 people. Now, that doesn't mean that 1,000 people are going to click on that link, but you're getting your article out in front of at least 1,000 people. Say, what if 10 do it? Now you've got 10,000. It continues to multiply as you get more likes and you get more people looking at your content.
Well, Samuel, it all sounds like good ways to try to find the right people, and certainly as business owners out there, a good way to start driving a little bit more business to yourself. Thanks so much for joining us. Hey, we do have to go to break. When we come back, we're going to continue the conversation of working with clients both in real estate and in technology. We'll be right back after this break. You're listening to Brashenomics.